Hi, I think this is a really good timing to show you guys the new agent that calls this refactor agent. And recently, I already fixed this errors, a lot of pages, but there are tons of pages that I haven't really fixed it yet. This file content is like 31,611 tokens, and it is maxed out 25,000. So we have to make it smaller with this refactor agent that makes like the components a little bit smaller. But you can see in here, my page is just made by a single really long pages. And I realized this really large tokens really doesn't work well. I started to make things like this. It is a single page and there are columns and a lot of the components out here, but I really didn't know about this components and hooks utilities. So I realized how to do this, and I made this a single agent that is really good refactoring and used all out of the app. My reason for being and my approach is principal evolution. And be a transparent planning and strategy. And you can read all of this out. So this all the prompts that makes me to make a single page to like components and hooks and utils. So let me show you how I prompt this guy to make this page to prompt it. Okay, so I will start with just copy this page first. Refactor this page with Refactor Agent. When I was using this agent, it updates the design. So I have to write this one always. You don't update the UI UX design. Just refactor because I have made this CloudMD here. In this CloudMD, you guys know what CloudMD is. It is just like a rules and cursor. So in here, all right, let's see on the big screen. Wait a minute. It's not a component object rules components with. Just copy this one here. That will be okay. And this CloudMD, it is like in here the component separate guideline. It is like this. The basic structure is that in the Next.js, there page devs is made by this, and in here there is components that we'll share with, and this components will be in the index, and this page will see the index file, just imports everything inside to the page. And a hook is like this. It's not really the view one. It is like a server or the functions right here. So it goes right into the page now. And the types is the like a database. So if you update some database, it goes here, and on the super base, it goes into and lib and database types TS. Yeah. In here, there is everything in the database, and in here, in a single page, there is just the types. There are just the types in this page. And the components here is like a global shared components. If you want to make some components that is used by all the pages, that it should be go into this component. So the single part is separate progress is this extract the components from this file. And after that, you have to make another file and embed it. So create individual components, organize import with barrel exports, and separate logics with custom hooks. Okay, it has started right here. There is utils and the hook. I think this utils will be really single one. They really didn't need to make this far, so it's just out there. It has started. And the separation criteria. So this JS block with 50 plus lines, you have to think about, you have to make a component or not. And sections within the independent state. So the sections will be like on the UI. this AI has to think about, it has to be a component. And it has to be reusable in the UI pattern and the hook with the API calls and complex state management and form validation. And yeah, this performance optimization is just done. So after you do it, you have to make a checklist and to do this. Create components folder and create hooks and add index with a burial import and separate JSON with 50 plus lines and extract API logic and custom hook. And this everything, it was like a little bit more of this, but I have shrinked it out. So I want to make it a little bit simple in the CloudMD file. And it is really working hard right now. And let's see here. There is a profile section. Yeah, it has moved on the top of it and it will keep working. So there will be a tons of files like out here. Yeah, we'll wait. Card. When I was using Refactor Agent, there was a single, just one time that has been not really managed to make all functions in single comment. Because I think he has thought, or it has thought, that it can't be done in one queue. So he has stopped it. And on the last comment, you have to do this. So you have to think hard when you're doing this work. The first one is that you really don't need to make this big files from the beginning. You have to think that you have to shrink it really fast. So this with working on the cloud code, so you have to do it every time. You have to think about the code lines. If you're familiar with the components, that this will be really helpful to you to manage the codes. And it's really good to add it. And this AI can read not tons of file and he cuts it out. It just goes to that file, that file, that file, and reads it. And that is more reliable for the work. I think this will take a lot of time. I'll just come back in another moment that how many he has shrinked it out. And I will see the results.
A few moments later.
All right, I'm back because this Refactor Agent just has started to npm build dev. So it means it's almost done. Yeah, it has done. It has lots of tokens. It has just changed it 35 to 63%. And as you can see here, the refactoring has been completed. Over 3,000 lines, it has changed it to 339 lines. So it has made 7 components and 4 hooks and util functions. So this is really great if I go to the page and all right, it looks really almost the same, but some errors has been occurred. Like there's no my favorites and I can see the data here. So I have to fix those things. So there are some like this errors. Just copy this one and tell him, I'll change the model because I really don't want to use the Opus every time because it has really limited use. So when I'm using the little bit of fixes, then I will just change it out. I think I want to just wrap up this my video. I already shown you how to refactor it, but you have to always think the large token is not really good, so you have to shrink it out with the components. So you always have to make it smaller, the code to be smaller. So always care about the tokens that the cloud code reads it. If you use cloud code, if you're really human, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and that's it for my video, and thank you for watching, and see you next time.